I did catch that though. So explain to me what's going on there.
Okay, so I just had my wife lock me in my room.
Yeah, I thought that was weird when you told her to please lock the door on her way out, as if you're expecting an uninvited guest.
So, well, I potentially could because I have a cat that opens doors,
What?
and yeah, Walt opens doors, and it's not only kind of creepy, especially if you're in the room with the door closed and the cat
Huh.
just comes in and meow.
Yeah.
But he opens doors, and when we were on vacation back in November, when we were in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
we do what pretty much every cat owner does. We just leave the cats here for a whole week. They're fine. They fend for themselves.
Wait, how do they feed themselves? Does Roy actually like get the pans out and like cook for each other? Or
Dry food, man. Dry food.
okay, you
Yeah.
can leave out an abundant amount of dry food and they'll portion themselves.
Well, more so Walt than Roy.
Really? That's
Roy's a
impressive.
Roy's a little chunky for the most part. Like, we have great cats because yeah, they will. We found that it's much better and much easier just to have the cat food out there. Like, we'll give them tuna occasionally
Mm-hmm.
and some wet food, but for the most part, it's just dry food and it's water.
Dude,
We
when
leave it out.
Marissa leaves and leaves me home alone, I find it difficult to like portion control myself. I can't believe your cats can do it. That's amazing.
Yeah, so they're that's the great dude. That is the greatest thing about being a cat owner is you can literally just leave them at home,
Mm-hmm.
fend for themselves. They're great. Come back a week later, nothing's
Man.
changed. Now, plus you can hold them and love them like a baby, and when you're done with them, you can just drop them on the floor. You can't do that with real kids, you know?
No. Or with a dog. They
Or a
tend not to
dog.
trust you anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
But
you're telling
cats.
me that if you don't lock your door at any minute now, you could have a SWAT team of cats entering your room and being like, "Hey, what's
Mhm.
up?"
Yeah, so when we were in Hawaii, I actually bought little latches for certain doors in the
Mhm.
house and in the cupboards because Walt has also learned how to open cupboards. And so I latched all of them and I just haven't removed them, and I kept them up, and
No way. You have to kid-proof your house from cats. That's hilarious.
yeah.
Who's running the show over there?
Well,
Yeah,
it's Walt.
that's
That
awesome.
cat
What a
just
hoot.
gets into everything, man.
Man, oh
So
man.
that's why I am locked in my room right now.
I just thought like there could be some kind of like foreign intruder like kicking in the door or like you were expecting a SWAT team. So it's good to know it's just because your cats have superhuman bionic mindsets to pick locks and stuff. That's what's coming next is you'll hear him with a pick and a key unlock and he'll be out there with
No,
that,
no,
those eyeglasses with the light on it to pick your locks.
it's worse than that. It's a constant.
Or we'll see that creeper like Tom Cruise. We'll see, your cat come bouncing down like, yeah, Mission
Yes.
Impossible style, yeah.
I don't know. I love the cats, but man, they can also be a test of patience. But
Absolutely. Well, you know what? It makes a great kickoff story for the Best Darn Podcast Show, which this in fact is. So,
yes, it
I
is.
like it,
Yes,
man.
it
Why
is.
not?
Well, this is still launch week.
Mhm.
So I think we talked about this in the last episode because I did my math wrong because neither one of us
I
is
just
good
do
at
what I'm
math.
told, Josh. You just tell me, I'm like, "Oh, okay. Here, let's do it."
So the whole idea was to launch the podcast with 8 episodes in a week. Well, I did the math wrong because
Mhm.
we launched it on March 4th. We did 2 episodes on March 4th, and then we did a podcast every day for that week, leading back up to March 5th, a week after. Well, if you do the math, that's 9 episodes, not 8.
Yeah.
So here we are. You also get a bonus episode, I guess, in the first week of the Best Darn Podcast.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of us on YouTube, and when I say watching, I just been, like, kinda playing it in the background to see how the audio and stuff works. I'm kind of
Mhm.
impressed with this here platform and, the magic that it creates. So,
I
for all of you guys that wanna see what these ugly mugs look like behind these bizarre voices, go jump on the Best Darn Podcast Show on YouTube. You can find us.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed as well because sometimes the audio can be a little wonky, and when you play it back, yeah, I like mine audio will either be really low or yours will be really high.
Feel like I scream into the microphones and phone calls. You ever take a cell phone call? My wife's like, "You don't have to talk that loud." But I'm always thinking, "Well, they can't hear me. How could they hear me on this little device?" And I guess microphone speakers and receivers are pretty good, but I'm always screaming into them like no one can hear me. Do you do that? You loud talker?
No, probably because I've probably taken phone calls on, like, public transit where I know
Mm,
that you're not supposed to scream, you know?
right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I would hate to be on public transit with you when you take
You
a
do
phone call.
realize that still in 2026, we have people that for some reason still believe it's okay to be taking personal phone calls while on the toilet in the public restroom.
No, I do too. Yeah,
I will
no,
flush every toilet and turn on every dryer if I hear you have any kind of
no,
phone communication. I want them
no,
to know where you are.
dude, I'm the same way. I just fear because especially where I work, like, I know most of the people in the building,
Mhm.
so I would probably if I was somewhere where I didn't know anybody, I would probably even start talking or asking embarrassing questions,
Yes, man.
but yeah,
Go in the
I
next
could
stall and
not do
start
that.
screaming like, "Oh, it hurts. It hurts." Yeah, that's something. I will do whatever we can to make sure that they know you're on the
Ouchie.
phone. It
Yeah.
hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hate public bathrooms, and, when you have IBS and
Mhm.
it just makes things more interesting when you don't want life to be more interesting.
Well, I heard a very I mean, speaking of public restrooms and phone calls, apparently, have you seen these new Meta glasses they have that Mark Zuckerberg's created? They got Ray-Ban, and I'm not sure what they do other than take video and maybe give you some basic information right there at your eyeball level. So it's like you get a text message, it pops through. I'm not sure there's what you do with them, but apparently you can take video. And there is a third party source, I guess, entity
Mhm.
that all of your videos go to. And I don't think people realize that when you upload those things, it goes to one of Mark Zuckerberg's many data centers. And apparently, they're finding a lot of problematic content being uploaded that people may not even know they're recording. And that is when people are using the bathroom. Can you imagine that being your job to have to fish through that kind of stuff and delete that from the interweb or sell it to some creeper that's, paying good money for it? Like, guys, if you have Meta glasses, there's a limit. Like, take them
Yeah.
off, dude. Like, that is weird. Like, there's come back to
I mean,
reality. Come here with us.
I have a hard enough time walking into a bathroom with sunglasses,
Yeah,
'cause I'm just like, "Oh, look at that perv," like, now I'm gonna have to worry about Ray-Bans, like,
Ray Bans.
I can't wear
Yeah,
my Ray-Ban like, even
your
though
Meta glasses.
even though I don't own Meta glasses, I
Mm-hmm.
do have Ray-Bans, but now I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna be so self-conscious about walking into a bathroom with Ray-Bans,
Yeah.
ordinary folk Ray-Bans, I'm gonna be taking them off.
People will be looking at you kind of sideways to make sure they can't see that little light maybe that's on indicating that you are in fact recording. But apparently the problem too is that people are buying stickers to put over that light so you can't tell. And I'm thinking you're going above and beyond to be a freaking weirdo. And
Mhm.
so that old concept of you wouldn't punch a guy with glasses, would you? I guess the answer is going to be yes. Yes,
Yes.
indeed we would.
Yes, you would.
Yeah. So I don't know who has that job, and if they when they first got hired, if they realized how much body talk they'd have to, like, go through as a
I
normal day. It does seems creepy.
I just I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to, like, coherently say, what would you even record? But then again, I'm like, there's probably a lot of stuff that
Well, I'm sure, but here's the
but
deal
at the
too.
same time, it's not like you can create a lot of content that would,
At your eye level. This is what I'm looking at today. Well, they have these little things I saw that you wear around your neck, and it's a little camera, and it's supposed to take incremental video every few minutes or hours or whatever. And then at the end of the day, you can like summarize your day through AI, and it'll do a little video of your day. And I'm thinking, okay, when my mom would take photos of her kids, which was very
Mhm,
rare to begin with because my mother was very hands off, and are you even a mother? We got lots of pictures of my oldest brother and sister, quite a
mhm,
bit of my second oldest sister, and almost none of me. And so I'm thinking when Marissa and I got married, we have terabytes of photos of our kids. And I'm thinking, do we really need this much digital content of ourselves? Like, I think a podcast and our YouTube videos there, that's probably enough for what we need. But do you need to
mhm,
recap your day every day via video capturing?
mm, mm-mm, no, no, not yeah. Like,
Who's gonna watch that?
I no one, no one, like, not even if it was a gift to your children,
Mhm.
right? Like, it would basically be our generation's, like, basement of stuff that we're all going
Yeah.
to inherit from our parents when they pass
Digital
on.
clutter.
Yeah. Like, why would I wanna know what my dad did on March 11th of 2026 or
Yeah.
whatever?
Mhm.
No. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
How
Like,
vain do you
get
have
off.
to be to think that that's gonna be something that you wanna plop in there on the TikTok or the YouTubes? Yeah? I mean, that's
Yeah. I mean, I have a hard enough time with Instagram now. I haven't even
mhm.
posted a video. I've posted stories, but I haven't posted a video on my personal Instagram this whole year. It's,
Yeah.
we're 3 months in, and I just don't I don't know. Like, I think maybe last year I posted about 15 times, and I think I just stopped doing it this year when I noticed that, yeah, I really just only hit, like, the big holidays, and and it's just pictures of Marianne and I and some of our family. But I'm like, one, like, who cares outside of
Mhm.
my family? And my family is the one who's experienced these same things. So, okay, like,
Like, alright.
yeah, I
So
don't know.
funny.
It's interesting, and I wonder if that's a trend with
Yeah.
our generation with social media.
It could be.
I think we're just so tired of social
Mhm.
media, and we're still figuring it out. I mean, we know that, right? We're still trying to figure out what we're doing with this. And, I think with everything going on in the world politically, and all of that, like, I just don't want to spend a lot of time on it because it just,
Yeah, me either. If I didn't have Addict to Athlete, I probably wouldn't be on it much or like, the podcasts and stuff, and that's what kinda stinks is I'm kinda forced to be, which
hmm
isn't bad, but man, I can get on there and be a kind of a jerk sometimes. Like, I gotta watch that because if I see something that's really kind of like out of my wheelhouse, I'll be like, "What are you doing?" And I don't like it when I kinda get on those little soapboxes that no one really cares about, so I gotta limit my time
yeah,
on that. But, I think that on the flip side, I think this is the equivalent to what I remember hearing lots of jokes in, like, the '70s and '80s era TV shows about people coming over and wanting to see your slideshows from your vacation, right? And they say, "You wanna see our slides?" And they'd sit down with one of those big round things with all your slides in there, and you'd be there for hours just watching their vacation slides. Gotta be the same equivalence to that, I would imagine, only in the digital era.
yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. I actually had this conversation like just this past week where
Bizarre.
where I was talking with my wife about this,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I missed that, like the slides, because I have memories of my uncle. I mean, now my uncle was probably the worst at it
Really?
because he took
Did he do this?
so many photos, but he went to the coolest places. Like, he would go to Norway, he would go to Europe, he would go, to
Man,
all of these places, and then we
what
would go
year?
over to their
What year are
house.
we talking? Like, what
This
year?
was, like, I would probably say, oh, this happened, like, as late as like the mid 90s.
Nice. Okay.
But I remember as a kid, it was kind of a buzzkill because, you know, you wanted to go play with your cousins or whatever and whatnot. But at the same time, like, loved it because it was something different at the same
Mhm.
time. But nowadays, we just don't get that.
No, we do it from home and we thumbs up or we mad face or happy face pictures instead of, like,
Mhm.
going and having the experience, which, I think takes out the human contact of it, but that's the same thing. We don't want visitors anymore. We don't want people just
Yeah.
dropping into your house. Like, the time we were up in Salt Lake, I thought can't remember who I was with, but I'm like, "We should drop into Josh's house and see what he does, because no one just does that anymore, like, there's a
Yeah.
comedian I was listening to that talks about this, he says, like, your mom would always bring home like these coffee cakes for company when they come over. So don't touch them because these are for company. And when someone comes over to your door in the 70s and 80s, you're like, welcome. So good to see you. Come in. They're just talking and having a ball. Now, if someone knocks on your door, you all hit the deck and army crawl
Mhm.
behind the couch and get mad at each other for trying to find out who's invited somebody without telling us.
I won't lie. I would totally ghost you. Even if you knew that I was at home and
Yeah.
you dropped by, I would somehow either sneak out of the house the back way, or I would just totally like, sorry, bathroom.
When did that happen? When did that happen? Because you remember when people used to do it when our parents were younger and we were younger when they come over and
Mhm.
they'd stay for hours. My parents had friends that would come over. Joan and Roy were their names, and I had a great time with their son Christian. We're great friends, but like, there's no way. I don't think I've ever just dropped into somebody's house like that. I don't think I've ever done it. Have you? You ever just spontaneously arrive at some friend's house?
I Yeah, I have, but honestly, I can't even remember the last time.
So why don't we like it? Tell me why we don't like it. I have my own therapeutic
Ooh.
kind of understandings of this relationship with, our attachment styles, but you tell me why.
I think, like a lot of things that have changed from our childhood to now, I think technology has a huge thing to do with that. I
Mhm.
think especially cell phones with the prevalence of being able to contact anybody at any time,
Yeah.
eh, especially via text, because let's be honest, calling somebody calling somebody is the equivalent of showing up on their doorstep now, it feels like, especially with this younger generation. So, I think it's that. I think it's kind of a boundary that we may have subconsciously made because of how much or how easy it is for us to be contacted.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but at this yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, I do kinda miss that because I honestly, the last time I did that was probably in about 15 years ago.
The
But
the fam
it was my aunt. It was my aunt
family's
that
not
I just
included
dropped
though,
in.
because family kinda makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna well, and you'd probably give them warning, but, like, these unannounced visits, I don't think we do those anymore, and I think
No.
maybe it's
Yeah.
because, like, there's been a lot of changes in, like, daily schedules, right? Like, I think
Mhm.
modern life's a lot more hectic and crazy than it used to be. I don't know, you tell me, like, there's always somewhere to go, something to do.
Yeah.
I think that, the time's less structured, so we don't know when we're gonna be there or what we're doing, when
Mhm.
dinner's gonna be ready. I mean, there's not that regiment, right?
Mhm.
Um, I really think there's a lot of value in personal boundaries now too. Like, we kind of all, like, want this cultural attitude towards privacy and personal space. Like,
Mhm.
like, I mean, most families, they have 2 people that work, and so who cleans the house, right? Do we have everything ready? Is it presentable? And so, you know yeah, absolutely. Look at your room, right?
It's called the storage room, by the way.
Yeah, and I think maybe you're right. I think technology makes scheduling super easy, so why wouldn't you? "Hey, we're gonna be in the neighborhood, you mind if we drop by?" I don't know, I mean, it does make a lot of sense. Plus, it's like
Yeah.
our personal space. It's kind of funny, man, like, personal space, like
Yeah. Because really, like, when did that I would say it would changed really with cell phones, but I would
yeah,
say probably if I was gonna give it a year or whatever, I'd probably say around probably 2005, 2006 kind of era
interesting.
where that
Yeah,
kinda changed,
yep.
where it was just like, why are you here?"
Well, I think most stuff is scheduled too now, right? Like, "Hey, we're planning on having a barbecue next Saturday. Would you guys like to come?" So it's like there's not a need for maybe that, I don't know,
Mhm.
drop in. That's such a crazy
Um,
thing, isn't it? It's
and
never
it
it's
well,
so weird.
and it makes you kind of like there's this part of me that's like, kinda wanna try to drop in now on people.
You're gonna get ghosted. Yeah,
I
or
know.
shot, one of the 2.
Or shot. I mean,
Mhm.
as long as I don't go to Taylorsville. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but, yeah, I kind of I wonder, 1, who I could get away with that with, like, maybe, KP. I feel like I could
KP's
just
such a
drop in a
nice dude. I think if we rolled into his house, he'd be like, "Come on in, have some coffee cake." I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Spencer, I could totally do that with Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer's definitely got some meat on the smoker for you, so
Yeah,
that's good.
but, like,
But it's funny,
even
if you
my
came to my house or I came to your house, I'm sure we both would be like, "I'm not letting him in. I don't know. What does he
no.
want? He should have texted me. He has my number. What the crap's wrong with him?"
Yeah, and then, did I miss a text?"
Yeah. Do you know what sucks? Is there's a lot of times I can't remember where anyone lives. Coach Jensen, one of the guys that helped me with Addict to Athlete,
Mhm.
every time I go to his house, I'm like, "You gotta send me your address." And he just lives in Pleasant Grove, and I've been there a dozen times, but for the life of me, I can't remember. Maybe it's my crap sense of direction, but, like, I don't remember any if I've been to your house several times. If you
Mhm.
said, "Blue, I've got $1,000,000 waiting for you. If you can come directly to my house," I would say give it to the homeless, give it to the poor. I couldn't get it. There's no way. I know about the area, but I'd make a wrong turn somewhere, I guarantee you.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, I can see that. With your
Mhm.
sense of direction, I remember when we went to Beaver, there were a number of times that I'm
Yeah.
like, "Dude, we're just going south. That's all we're doing. We're going south.
Drive.
Yeah, just drive." But I know I know a number of people that are like that, like Rick, who is one of our, few dozen listeners. He's the same way. Like, the situation like, reading a map for him,
Yeah.
it's almost impossible, which for me, like, I'm pretty quick at memorizing a map, and
Mhm.
I need to at least use the map 1, maybe 2 times,
Right.
depending on how difficult or spaghetti bullish, I could say, the roads are to get to your home, and then usually I'm fine and I can get there, but I don't know. I don't know
See?
even how we got on that conversation.
Well, good. These are deep thoughts, and I've had another one. The other day, like, so I'm driving to the office in Orem, and on the corner of University and something in Orem, by the Orem Mall, kitty
Both
corner
sides
across
of the
from the Orem Mall. Yeah, right by the Orem Mall, and we're talking like kitty corner from University Avenue. No, sorry, State Street and University Parkway. That's what it is. There's a corner. It used to be a gas station. They knocked that down, and lo and behold, they're building a credit union. And it got me thinking,
mm,
who actually freaking walks into a building these days that needs like 1,005 build? It seems every time they build something new, it's a credit union or a bank. When's the
mhm.
last time you physically walked into a banking establishment to do business that wasn't online or done from your cell phone? Because I don't think I've ever
Um,
done it, to be honest
it
with you.
was probably I wanna say was it a year ago?
See,
Because
dude,
we
why
bank
do
with
we have
Utah
so many of these things?
we bank with Utah First. I know that I don't know, and it was really just to physically sign something.
Hmm.
I actually no, it wasn't even a year ago. I think it was like 2 years ago when we got our new car, when we were
Right.
financing it, or we
See?
refinanced or something. That's all that we did. But yeah, like, who goes to the bank anymore?
They have so many of them. There's so freaking many of them. I'm like, "Guys," and they're also generic and stupid looking. I'm like, "We can't have any nice things here." And I'm like, "Why are we doing this? Who needs this?" I mean, I can see having a couple, but,
Mhm.
like, it seems like everyone needs their own. And I don't know, maybe this is me just being the old man, like, get off my lawn mindset, but, like, I got thinking of somewhere else, I'm like, "When's the last time we actually went into a bank?" Oh, and then when we did do a bank, we were banking at America's First, I think, and it was at Walmart of all places, which is strange. Like, okay, well,
That
why
doesn't
not?
feel sketch at all.
No, I'm sure there's no one looking over your shoulder on what you're signing there.
Yeah, hide your pin
I
under
mean,
the
dude,
coat.
when you can start depositing checks from your phone, that's quite amazing, like.
I'm not gonna lie, I forget that I can do that.
Mhm,
When I
it's
get a physical
amazing.
check, which
Do you
Again,
still
not
drive? Does
too
it drive up
often.
to a physical bank and you're like, "Here," and you
No,
hope they give you a
well,
sucker? Remember those days?
yeah, they still
You're,
have
like, making
suckers by the
yourself
way.
seen in the back seat so that the guy the teller will give you a sucker, and then they wouldn't, and your mom wouldn't tell you, and you just sit back, like, all just defeated and pissed.
Or if they would give you, like, the crappy, like, orange sucker
Yeah,
and
dude.
you just wanted a green lime sucker
Yep.
or the
Mhm.
cherry sucker,
Yep.
like, you know, like, that teller probably is eating all the green and red suckers anyway, just
Seriously,
giving us
man,
the
I did
crap ones.
everything I could to make myself seen back there, and there were many times when it was just completely not happening.
Mhm,
So
mhm. No,
funny.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain,
But I don't
man.
think we use them as much, and so why the crap are we
No.
building so many of them? I mean, I don't know,
Well,
maybe.
it's not just credit unions and banks. I've noticed that especially with car washes.
Yeah,
Like, Quick Quack, it feels like everything's being replaced by a Quick Quack as
and a
well.
subscription to said place, yeah, like, you
Yeah.
can't just go in there, like, you get hassled, like, "You wanna
Do you
start a membership?" I'm like,
Mhm.
"No."
No.
"Well, it's $5 cheaper, that's fine, I don't want a membership." "You're probably gonna come back next month." "Maybe." "Dude, just give me 1."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what is wrong with just going to the self-serve and you just put in a bunch of quarters or now your credit card and
Yep.
just spray off your car?
That's what I do, Josh, that's what I do. If I don't do it here on the side lawn, I do it there.
I
Yep.
love this yeah, and I love well, yeah, I don't do it at home, let's be honest, because I will either go around the corner to the Holiday
Mhm.
or sometimes when Marianne is driving with me, she'll be like, go to the dealership because they have free car washes there."
Really?
Yeah, like, just a drive-through free car wash. But, I mean, that's all out in Murray, and it's way out of the way. But, other than that, I'm like, I'm not washing the car unless God
Anything to
does it.
save a buck, huh?
Unless God is the one giving the car wash on a rainy day, like, lucky to get a car wash, but
So I
I
heard
don't know.
something funny that kind of on the same line that I want your thoughts on. And listeners, I'd love to know if this holds true for you. That they say that more often than not these days, specifically if you, well, I'm not going to say that. So you just tell me this: is there somewhere in your home that you have either a picture of, a statue, or knickknack of a bird?
Well, like, behind me, are you talking about
Do you have a bird? Do you have a
a
bird? No, like somewhere in your
a
house,
statue?
a statue, like a
Not this
knickknack,
not not
or a
this not
picture.
do you see in the background?
You do. You've got a duck back there. Look at that.
No, it's not a duck, it's a seagull, it's Vern.
Of okay, you do. You do have
Yeah.
it. For some reason, like a lot of the Caucasian descent type people,
Mhm.
for some
Mhm.
reason, have either a picture of or a knickknack or statue of a bird. But
Mhm.
do a mind sweep through your house. Do you have any others? Because for some reason, we've all got
Mm.
something, at least one picture, knickknack, or statue of a bird in our house. Kind of
I
crazy.
did buy a Christmas knickknack from Walmart of
Mhm.
these singing cardinals.
Okay,
I
see? There you go.
at least
But in your house
that
now.
box.
Okay, in your
Yes,
house
but
now.
I did
Okay.
I put them away
Mhm.
even though we still have the Christmas tree up.
But you do have the seagull behind you, so that qualifies.
Mhm. But well, and maybe your mom was this way. Did your mom get into, like, the goose decor of the 1980s?
No, but my grandmother did, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah,
Mhm.
like, blue, uh,
Mhm.
hues. I don't know if that is helpful to describe to you, but, um
My mom had an unhealthy obsession with macrame, and I didn't even know what that was called until Marissa pointed it out. This is that weird knitty kind of like yarn looking tapestry that they hang on the wall, and it's got like think of like something almost someone knits, but it's like weird, and they hang it on the wall as like art, like.
No, okay, I know what you're
Or
talking
they
about, like
have those kind of hanging down with plants
mhm.
in them, and I hate that stuff. And Marissa's like, "Oh, I love it." And I'm like, "It looks bad."
No, I'm there with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it very much is dated
And
to, like,
wicker.
the
I
1980s.
have a very passionate anger against wicker, and I don't know why. Like, I freaking
You
hate
know,
wicker.
that's why we're a superpower because you hate wicker. I hate the cornucopia.
Yeah, man.
It's basically the same
It's a
thing.
wicker tube. Yeah, dude. No one
Yeah.
wants that.
like, brought together,
E
man.
Josh, even the name Wicker makes me angry. I mean, I don't like even saying it. I ma When Marissa says, "I made her get rid of her wicker shelf when we got married," I remember it much differently. I was like, "Leave it out in the garage. You can keep it, but I don't want it in the house." But now it's worth like 5 times the amount that she paid for it, and so she's like, "We could have sold that for $500." And I'm like, "It would have probably caused 500 arguments if we had it in here, so it's probably good it's gone."
Save
Who
the
the
marriage.
crap is like, I want a nice wicker chair." You ever sat in a wicker anything? It hurts. It
Mhm.
pinches, it splinters, it smells funny if it's in the sun. Who here in 2026 has a wicker anything? Nobody.
Probably our grandmother, and it probably
Man,
needs to
I
be
would rage
replaced.
against wicker.
Yeah.
Seriously, you remember that stuff?
Yeah, well,
Do you remember that one wicker chair that was like a tube and then it had the seat and it had that really huge ginormous back and it was like in everyone's corner?
yes,
Who the crap?
yes. My best friend, his mom had one that, yeah, like, it I don't know,
You sit in it and it
just
creaks and squeaks and it's just hanging on for dear life, and if it
and
breaks,
you're
then you're
just
the party joke. Yeah, no
yes,
one wants
yeah,
that.
exactly, like, I was always worried, especially being the little fat kid, that if, if I break that chair, that game over, man,
The
game
wicker
over.
chair.
But yeah, well, let's see, while we're complaining about the decor of the '80s,
Yes.
like, the different color of Tupperware or the Tupperware
Man.
in general,
Mhm.
that it was like your salad bowl and your barf bowl.
Yeah, dude. And you just prayed to high heaven that it was washed in between. Mhm.
Yep. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I remember, and it was pukey colors, and no
Yeah.
pun intended, but really, like, the green, that
Mhm.
really like mustard yellow, or
Which looked brown to me, I believe, because
I was
I
gonna
know what you're
say, like,
talking about.
you have very different memory or recollection.
But we had that stuff for everything. You remember they had Tupperware salt and pepper shakers, and they were, like,
Yeah.
kinda tall and tubular.
Mhm.
And they had that little, like, door thing on the top where you'd open it and shut it, right? Like, you needed to keep your salt fresh and your pepper
Uh-huh.
dry. I don't know, like, remember those?
I
Or
don't
they had that
yeah.
one thing, they had a Tupperware you could put your loaf of bread in, and then some genius thought if we fold over the bread over the sides, then we can just pull it down. As you pull it down, magically the bread comes up, right? Remember those? Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I've
That
seen those.
sounds
The butter dish, the cups were
yeah, the butter.
indestructible, like yeah,
Well, and then let's talk about butter here for a minute,
let's go. It's our
because
podcast.
yes, and we're gonna talk about butter because
Why not?
I didn't know that there are people in this world that constantly have their butter in the fridge.
I know where you're going. Let's do this.
There's also those sane and very healthy, smart individuals who leave the butter out.
So true, man. Which are
And
you?
then
I wanna know
there
after you're
are
done.
also people who, if they don't have the butter in the fridge, they put it in the freezer until they're ready to put it in the fridge. I'm like, who puts butter in the
Wow, that's a
freezer?
whole level of people I didn't know existed.
Like, does butter go bad that quickly that you have to freeze it?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a little strange.
But that's probably a whole other discussion right there. But
No, it's
like
not.
the
Which
butter,
which are you though? Are you the fridge or are you next to the toaster outside the,
I'm
grill
on
thing?
top. Mine is on top of the fridge, mainly to, keep away from the cats. But yeah, it's out. Like, I don't put it in the fridge. The only time I will ever use refrigerated butter is if I've ran out of top of the fridge butter.
Where all the
And
dust is and all
yeah,
the dust bunnies?
again, like I said,
Do you have a cap
it's
over it so it's, like, in its own like
no, it's just on a,
it's just free balling out there in the
yeah,
elements? Oh,
it
wow,
doesn't,
Josh. Wow.
butter doesn't last very long in our house as well. And maybe that's why
It gets hot
it's
up there and it
always been out.
melts?
Hey,
Ever?
soft,
No?
no, not melts. it soft, which is you want easy access to your butter.
Okay,
And so people
so
who
Josh, this is where we differ. I found one of very few that we're opposites because I keep my butter in the fridge, but Marissa, she keeps hers next to the stove, and so I don't use her butter because I'm allergic to dairy, and so I don't use that. I use
okay,
it's a fake grease. I don't even know what it is. I'm sure it's not butter. It's the I can't believe it's not butter. I can believe it's not butter because it tastes like Crisco, but mine's in the fridge, and I can tell you it's free from any breadcrumb or jelly particles or peanut butter. Mine's mine's very fine. Yeah, so we have
does
one of
it
each, but I'm a
but is
fridge
it
guy.
does it melt very easily? Because that's the thing. It's like
Yeah, if you
when you
leave
want it on bread or something, like, you're not gonna spread it.
no, if you here's the deal. If you leave I can't believe it's not butter out to room temperature,
Mhm.
it turns into this very weird gelatinous bizarre substance that I don't think is we should really be eating. I think if it's in the fridge, it looks like butter. But yeah, Marissa keeps hers out. I keep mine inside. So it's kind of funny. I don't dare touch her butter.
Okay,
I certainly
I've
wouldn't put it on the fridge. That's a whole level of
like I said
crazy.
like I said, it's only because we have a cat that will get on the counters, and so we have to put it on the fridge,
They
and
can't make it to the fridge. I've seen cats
well,
do
no,
some
no, no, we do.
amazing
They
things.
can, but we also have a box on top of the fridge that blocks them from jumping up onto the fridge.
So they're like, there must not be anything up there because we can't get to it. Well,
Yeah, exactly, yeah,
nice.
so it's I don't know,
Hmm.
the whole, like, basement or the whole fridge and kitchen area is just cat-proofed in a weird way.
I didn't realize you didn't need to put ketchup or mustard or anything else in the fridge like that either. I thought you had to. I thought once it was open, you got to keep it in there. There's so much stuff in the fridge that I don't think really needs to be in there, but I put in there anyway.
Well, but you should put ketchup in there. No?
No, I mean, not really. Think about like the ketchups at your local eating establishment. They're all just sitting on the table for
Yeah,
days.
but at the end of the day, though, I'm pretty sure that they put them in the
Josh,
fridge.
no, they don't. They don't put them in the fridge overnight. They leave it out on the table all the if I'm wrong, correct me. Anybody who's been in the food industry, I'd like to know if Josh is correct. I would say that they don't. They leave them there on the tables, fill them randomly. I think that they, they don't put them in the fridge. I
You
would say
have
no.
you have changed my life
Hmm. You don't need
because I
to.
know that there are certain things that you should
Hmm.
refrigerate later. I mean, it says it. So now I'm gonna go as soon as we're done recording, I'm gonna go read the labels of the
Dude,
ketchup, the mustard,
how many
and all that.
vegetables do you put in the fridge that you don't need to? I don't think you need to put tomatoes in the fridge. I don't think you need to put there's a lot of
Yeah,
things you don't need to put in the fridge.
but
Onions, stuff.
room temperature tomatoes, though, don't hit as much as refrigerated
Your
tomatoes.
palate can tell the difference if your tomato's been chilled or not. That's impressive, brother. I like that.
I'm pretty sure it does.
You're the one that liked that one, creation from McDonald's where they had the hot on one side and the cold on one side, and you smashed it together, right? Like, do you remember that thing in the
Was that
'80s?
the
I
was
can't
that the BL
remember what
was
they
it the
called
BLT?
I think it was the BLT or something. Yeah, remember? And it came with this ginormously, like,
Well, it was just
environmentally
so
incorrect packaging.
yeah, all styrofoam
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say I think there definitely are a lot of things that don't need to be in the fridge, which would probably save us a lot of money because let's be honest, sometimes it's the whole like out of sight, out of mind
Right?
mentality. You know, you want to eat healthier. All right, let's eat healthier. You go buy a bunch of stuff, put it in the fridge, you forget about it. Right.
Dude, yeah. Well, it's true. And with ADHD, that happens because here's my problem. I go to the store and I buy a bottle of what is it? Paul Newman's oil and vinegar dressing. Open the
Hmm.
fridge. Oh no, I've got a bottle of Paul Newman's vinegar dressing. Then I go to the
Hmm.
store, buy a bottle of Paul Newman's dressing, come home. Oh no, I've got two bottles. I have the hardest. I do for me. I always think, oh,
Hmm.
I like this stuff so much. I probably used it all. And I get home and oh no, we have 9 bottles of this now.
That's me and vegan mayonnaise.
Same
I
thing, dude.
mhm,
Here, here. Mhm.
like, I have way too many bottles of vegan mayonnaise, and my
So
wife
funny.
every to the point where my wife has forbidden me from buying it until one day, like, "We don't have any. Are you sure we don't have it?" I'm like, "No, we don't have any." And then
Yep.
I have to prove it to the jury before I'm allowed to go to the store to get vegan mayonnaise. And it's just
Dude, see, we're lucky we have kids and we're like, "Go upstairs and check," you know? But then we have kids that are also kind of blind, so they say no when they get home, and then Marissa's like, "It's right here." So
yeah,
funny, man.
no. Yeah, I don't know
Nice.
what I'd probably have, like, a dozen of those blind kids.
Dude, seriously, that to me is hilarious. But yeah, I think that these are all just, quirks and features about what makes us a little strange and sometimes very, very neurotic, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what
But
it's all about.
seriously, like oh, yeah, and chocolate syrup,
Chocolate syrup.
unless yeah, like the Hershey's chocolate syrup, you don't need to put it in the fridge, I do
You
know that.
you don't. Yeah, I made that mistake once when I bought the stuff that gets hard and I put that in the fridge and then it came out in a block and everyone was upset
Mhm,
because we didn't. And when you melt it, it doesn't quite taste right. So
mhm.
that was a sad day in the Robinson household when they wanted their shell on top ice cream.
And then eggs too. Well, actually, no, I should say you should keep the pasteurized eggs in the fridge, but if they're natural, like chicken eggs, then you can keep them out,
What are
especially
unnatural
if you
chicken eggs? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
like
I thought all eggs should be in the
like the
fridge. That just
pasteurized eggs, like that you
mhm,
buy from the store,
right?
you should keep them refrigerated. But
Okay.
if you have like chickens and that lay eggs, as long as you don't like wash them off completely,
What? Are you serious?
yeah, yeah, you keep
Wow.
that like you can keep them out for quite a while. So I
Dude,
don't know. We should probably
man.
move on to something else because I'm sure that we're boring everybody
Oh, who
about
knows?
talking about what should be in our fridge.
This is the ADHD version of everything that we're talking about,
But yeah.
No, but it does make sense, trying to keep, people away from our house. Here's a funny thing too, Josh. Do we still do Cola Wars? Like, what's better, Coke or Pepsi? Do I got caught into the middle of a conversation that I wasn't a part of, just listening to it about which is better, an iPhone or an Android. And I'm thinking, are we still Ford versus Chevy? I think we have bigger things on our radar to worry about than this kind of stuff, but, like, do you hear much of this stuff anymore? Because it seems like there are still very passionate people that, will say or live or die by a certain product. It got me thinking, are there any products that you live or die by, or will you try anything, um, at any time? Because yeah, remember the Cola Wars back in the 80s and
Yeah.
90s? It was, which is better? Because right now, I don't think people realize that Dr. Pepper's kinda creamed everybody, which is kinda funny. I don't know where that came out of, but, like,
Mhm.
that's the most commonly sold beverage these days, but what say
Yeah.
you? Are you one of these guys that are hell bent on being only an iPhone guy?
When it comes to iPhone, yes. I mean pretty much iPhone only, and I do get irrationally upset when I text somebody new and the bubbles come up green. I'm like,
And
I
tell
don't
me
know
why, because
why.
I can't tell, obviously, they all kinda look just a different shade of light or dark. So tell me, what does that do or not do? Like, if I
I
text
mean,
someone with an Android phone, is it just like the message comes up different or
well, so it's a different color because you're an Apple guy,
mhm,
but
yeah.
there's a lot more different features when you're communicating with somebody that has an Apple compared to
Well, like
a
what? Like
Android or
what? Like, what
whatever.
is it?
Well, for instance, for texting, like I can text you, with just Wi-Fi, right? Whereas the other carriers, like I need to have cell service.
Really?
Yeah. So like
Okay.
I could text you like when I was flying to Hawaii,
Right.
I had free Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
So I could text anybody in my phone that
With an
had an
iPhone?
iPhone, but I
Okay.
couldn't if it was somebody that was on an Android,
Can
or
the
if they were in an
Android
Android, or if it was in a group. that had just even one person with an Android. It
Does that
just
mean
throws
nobody
everything.
if that happens, does that person not get the message, or does that nobody get the message because there's
No,
that one
I'm
guy
pretty
there?
sure, yeah, like, nobody get like, it will just bounce back undeliverable
Okay.
because then it turns everybody's message green.
So does that also mean then, like, it's the same for them, like, they can send it on Wi-Fi unless you're an Apple guy?
Uh, that I don't know because I've never gone down that
There
route,
you go. See,
you
yeah.
know? And I don't want to.
Yeah. I think it seems funny. You can almost tell people that are iPhone users versus Android. You can kinda look at them. You can be like, "You're definitely an Android person," you know? Like,
Yeah. Well, and
I don't know.
I love the streamlining of the Apple products as well.
Mhm.
They totally got me hooked in that, just because it's easier
The
to.
reason why I ask is because I get super ticked off at Apple because I don't know if you've known this, and I started looking it up, and it's a real thing they've done. They've screwed up the keyboard so that you could be typing something, and no matter what, you're going to spell it
Mhm,
wrong. And I'm thinking that's not fair to somebody who sucks at spelling in the first place, because
mhm,
now I'm like typing slower, trying to sound things out, trying to use phonics, and I'm like,
mhm.
wait a minute, because I know I'm pushing the T there, but you're pushing up, you're setting a P up there. What is that? Why is Apple doing that? And voice to text, it sucks voice to text. I have no
Uh-huh.
idea why. I
I
speak
know.
very clear, very I pronounce I don't maybe it's my fault. Never mind.
Well, I was gonna say because yeah, half the time, like, I usually whenever I use speech to text or whatever, I feel like I have to apologize to people, like, "I'm sorry, I'm not drunk, I'm just using speech to text."
Yeah, you come across
Because it's
sounding like
just
Sloth from the Goonies.
yeah.
Rock road. Yeah, uh-huh.
"Hey, you guys."
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like,
Bloody
I
hell.
will say I have noticed that, especially with the autocorrect.
Yeah.
Like, it's just whatever they did with the current update, like, it sucks. And I because, yeah, like, I'm a pretty good speller, but, like, I struggle with certain words. Like, I don't think I will ever remember how to write the word appropriate to
Mm,
save my life. Like,
yeah.
I just can't. For whatever reason, I've had it stuck in my head one way that I always struggle to even because autocorrect will not autocorrect it to the way that you spell appropriate.
Comes across as,
Yeah,
"Hey,
and it
what
won't change it.
pro pirate shoes should I wear for
Yeah,
this run?" And I'm like, "Yeah, are you running with a pirate?" I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, it that drives me crazy. It's like, "Why aren't you picking up on this?" Obviously, you can tell that, like, I'm trying to spell the word appropriate.
I love the fact that if you're an iPhone guy, that I can go back and edit it real quick. So if I reread that, I'm like, well,
Yes.
that's way out of line. I can get on there unless you read it fast. And
Mhm,
sometimes I don't plan on people reading them fast. I'm like, oh crap, they
mhm.
think I'm an idiot. Like
Yep.
you can go on and edit it. Sometimes
Hey,
people are
that
quick to read the message.
yes, and I love that. I loved when that feature came to, like, social media, like
Hmm.
Facebook and Instagram.
Oh yeah.
It was great. I'm like, "Oh, good. I don't have to, like, delete it and then repost
But
it."
then at the bottom it said edited. So it made you look like a dork anyway. But I think they took that away now too.
Yeah,
Where it doesn't
I
say
think
that.
I hope so because, yeah, I don't wanna.
Are you one of those people though that like become kind of a grammar Nazi if someone spells something wrong? Like it's not your with an R, it's your with the ER. I'm like, well, thank you, professor. Like,
No,
are you that kind of person?
I don't judge I don't call them out. I will silently judge them,
Yeah,
especially there, and there.
yeah.
Like, that one drives me crazy and like, "Oh, that, obviously says a lot about you."
Principal and principal, present and present. Yeah, desert,
Yeah.
dessert. Yeah. See,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I don't
but
ever read too many people's comments though. I'm kind of like a guerrilla warfare type guy. I just hit and run. I don't ever go back. Like
yeah.
on some of mine, I'll be like, "You have 800 messages or something." I'll be like, "Well, you guys are all gonna send there in the ethos because I don't have time to read those." Who's got time to read all the trolls?
No,
Not
no.
me.
And I don't know.
I love it.
That's a whole
Modern
other thing.
technology at its finest, Josh. But I'm wondering, like Cola Wars, who cares? Whatever's got ice and it's
Mhm.
cold. Like my wife's very much diet Coke drinker, and if we don't have Diet Coke at whatever restaurant, man, she she lets out an audible sigh and silently judges the waiting staff. I'm not like that. I'll have whatever,
I'm
give me
the same.
water, give
Yeah.
me Sprite, give me whatever. I don't care.
I'm usually a water guy, but like if I'm in the mood for something a little sparkly, it's usually Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. See? Yeah.
Actually, no. It will usually go Diet Dr. Pepper and
Mm-hmm.
then whatever else there is. Whatever else, if they have Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke. So
Yeah, see, and that's kinda how she is, but and then I always feel guilty, like, "Oh, sorry for choosing this place. I thought they had your beverage here." Yeah, they tend
yeah.
not to. But,
Yeah.
it got me thinking about that, like, do we care about that? I think some people do. I think when it comes to technology, people are very much on one side or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't care. It's kinda funny, like, whenever someone has an Android phone, they wanna show me how amazing their pictures are, right? Getting back to the slideshow era, and I'm like, "Kinda looks like a picture to me, like, what are we looking at?" Like, can we zoom in so tight you can see like the atoms forming around? Like I don't get it, but anyway, that's enough.
I'm kind of the
That's
same
probably
way.
enough ranting for another episode. These guys are probably like, God, these two are like those two guys in the Muppets up there in the corner. Yeah, in the box up there.
You're talking about oh
Lester and
gosh.
Todd, whoever they are up there. I don't know what's their names.
My mind just went blank.
Yeah, like Larry and Merle. Like what's their names?
Stop. You're
Guy and Smiley. Bert and Ernie. They said these are up there.
Waldruff. Oh gosh, I
Waldroff.
can't. Waldruff. And
Waldroff.
asked, I can't. Now I'm gonna have to Google this, dude. Like you totally like threw me off.
Man, see, well, we got to put him in our death match. That's still going to be a thing. I've been thinking about that since our first episode, Josh. That
Statler and Waldorf.
Statler, first name or last name, or just name. They
That's
didn't get
just their
that
name.
far. Wow,
I mean,
definitely named
yeah.
after someone Jim Henson or whoever knew. And
No,
that this
they're
is
named
perfect.
after. No, I know that they're named after the New York hotels. Like the.
Really?
Let me see. Waldorf.
That's
It's the Statler Hilton and the Waldorf Astoria.
wow.
Which I
Well,
think
okay.
was it the Waldorf
I don't know.
Astoria where Home Alone
No,
was filmed?
no, that's not it.
I can't
And
remember.
now
Or Home Alone 2, I should say.
since you did that, now I'm like, crap, because last time we were there, we stayed right behind that building and we went in and saw the lobby, gorgeous lobby. And apparently we didn't see this, but they had young Macaulay Culkin's mittens and hat on display during Christmas, which I guess was a big draw, but we didn't know that until it was too late. So yeah, no. Anywho, what do you
Yeah.
think, brother? How many more of these we got to do before we get back onto our regular schedule? Where are we at?
So this is Tuesday's show. And so we have one more. We need to record Wednesday's show. And then we're all caught up. And then
Beautiful.
we'll be on our regular schedule of every Wednesday. So
Awesome. I've got some deep cut music I need to throw your way. And so I might just have, a little music session with you for the next one too, because I need your thoughts. I'm seeing some of these musical choices of mine pulling out ahead. And I need to know if this would be a good running playlist for this year or not, because I got some good events coming up. The team was selected to run the Top of Zion 195-mile relay. So we'll be doing that in June. Yeah, I got a little squad going to go down there. We've done it before. We did it, I think, in 2013. Had a great time. It was like you start in like around Bicknell, Utah, right there in the middle, and you run to Zion. So that's kind of fun.
Run to Zion,
Yeah.
run to Zion.
Yep. A hurdle, cattle,
Gonna
hurdle. Yeah.
take forever.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a 2-dayer, so that'll be fun. But like,
When
yeah,
is that?
and that's in June, I think. June. It's the same day as the Squaw Peak or whatever they call it now. I don't even know what they call it now. I guess that's the old name.
Yeah.
What is it called now? The old peaks. Is it Snow Peak? I don't know what it is. Something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. Should know
Yeah.
that by now. Yeah.
Yeah. So much for free advertising.
So much for free advertising. We messed that right up. But anyway, I got some trivia Q&A for you as well. So brace yourself for impact.
Okay.
Let me get your thoughts.
That's actually a lot of fun. Like I will say that I think what we need to do especially next time we have Kenny on,
yes,
we need to have like these NBA trivia challenge.
I could probably hang with this because I was very, very much in tune back then, as were
Yeah,
most of us. So yeah.
exactly. Like I think we could totally jam out, but that was a lot of fun to
Hmm.
have Kenny on the show. Well, yesterday.
Yesterday. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have him on there again. We'll talk more than just movies as well.
And I'm gonna start sending you the most bizarre clips I find on the movies that I'm watching. Did you catch that little green freaking weirdo thing that I sent you the other night?
Yes,
Like that was out of pocket, Josh. Like, holy crap! And that movie was a acid dream, fever dream nightmare. Like the way it ended was horrifically like out of pocket.
I also think that we need to get your reactions and
Hmm.
some of your commentary on some of these, and then we need to put them on our reels, so on our
Okay,
Instagram and then
I
our
will make.
YouTube.
I'll make a few of those so you guys can see what I'm watching, and it'll almost be like Mystery Science 3000. Remember that with those two little guys sitting down in the corner watching a movie?
I
Because
love that.
Josh, I'm telling you, this movie like took the cake, man. I'm telling you, it was nuts. So
Dude, speaking of that, I actually did a kind of a mystery 3000 kind of I guess movie when I was on my mission.
I love it.
And I did it to church videos, like, just on one of the P days. We went
Hmm.
down to the church, set up the projector, and then we just did this whole, like, mystery, 3 I'll have to see if I think I have it digitized now because we digitized all of our family videos. So
Man,
I might have to
from the
throw that one up.
archive, like the Disney Vault, the Hanson Vault.
Yeah.
Let's find this.
A
Let's find this.
actually, that actually is not a bad idea.
Hmm.
That would actually be kind of fun because I have a ton of like home videos and just awkward videos of little Josh, like me freaking out riding a horse.
See this, ladies and gentlemen? It's the
Hmm.
modern day. Come over and check out my slideshow right here. There we got it.
Hey,
Look at
what a
that.
great tie-in. I think that's a
Who,
good, it's
who would
probably a
have
good,
thought?
good place to end the show.
Nonetheless, until we see you or hear you from you or you hear us next time, we bid you adieu.